Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. This is an SE Standard 24 in what PRS is calling multifoil, and the finish is just incredible. Now it looks for one thing, but how's the overall guitar? Let's take a closer look. I don't really know why I haven't had more PRS SE stuff on the channel because they are just such nice guitars to play. And you guys have been asking for more PRS SE stuff as well, so my bad. Spec-wise, this guitar is identical to a regular SE Standard 24. It has a mahogany body, a maple neck with a wide thin profile, and a 24-fret rosewood fingerboard. Now this guitar's most unique feature is obviously the striking multifoil finish. This is actually a nod to a series of guitars that PRS produced in the 80s, which at the time was called the multi-metal line. Not many of these were made, and the ones that were sell on the used market for upwards of $3 grand. So for 2018, PRS introduced these SE multifoils for the current generation of guitarists. What's really cool is that for a guitar under $1 grand, this isn't just a photograph wrap. Each one of these guitars has a similar but unique finish. There's something so cool about playing a one-of-a-kind instrument. I think individuality and originality are things that us guitarists really value, both in terms of our art, our music, but also the tools we use to create them. Or then again, it could be we just like to feel special. As well as the cool finish, this guitar also features the signature PRS birds, which to me are some of the most stylish in the business. Moving on to playability, this guitar is an absolute pleasure to riff on. A while back, I tried out the Mark Holcomb SE, and while the super flat 20-inch fingerboard radius drove me insane, the wide thin neck shape was amazing. There's something just insanely comfortable about it. It seems to fit the curve of my hand so well. I'd say it's up there with even ESP's Thin U for my favorite neck shape. Even though I'm hardly ever a fan of glossy necks, I do like this one, and I like it a lot. I'd probably still use a Scotch-Brite on the back to make it a little less sticky though. Another factor that I find very comfortable is the relatively round 10-inch fingerboard radius. This is awesome for players like me that use a lot of big open chords and prefer a traditional feel to our instruments. Now, anytime a guitar comes with a gig bag, that's always a plus in my book. If it's actually a nice padded one, like in the case of the multifoil, even better. Obviously, I don't test how good they actually are with loaner guitars, but the padding is thick, and it feels like as long as you're not doing something stupid with your guitar, it should be well protected. Now, so far so good, but when it came to staying in tune, this SE multifoil was not very cooperative. at all. I was constantly retuning this thing. The tuning machines aren't the best, but they're definitely not helped one bit by this cheap plastic nut. If you're looking to buy one of these, I'd suggest planning on upgrading the nut as well, or at least taking a pencil lead and rubbing some graphite into the slots, because I mean, it is jumpy. The tuning went especially wonky every time I used the tremolo, so I ended up just leaving that alone. That being said, I was pleasantly surprised with the PRS molded bridge. Most of my guitar playing life has been spent with tune-o-matics, which are raised and angled. Flat style bridges like this one usually give me a little bit of trouble, but this one is actually very comfortable. I think it's something about the saddles that makes it feel almost as natural to me as a tune-o-matic. For electronics, the multifoil comes equipped with two 8515S pickups, which can also be split for chimier single coil sounds. These are based off of PRS's USA-made 8515 pickups, but they're made in Asia to go into the SEs. Here's what they sound like through the dirty channel of my dual rec. And here's what they sound like clean. These are the same pickups that come installed in the SE Custom and SE277 Baritone, and they're very capable pickups for both the clean stuff and the harder stuff. To be honest, they're not the best for the chuggy stuff, but that's not what they were designed for anyways. I haven't had the opportunity to compare them directly to USA 8515s, but from what I hear, the S versions are a little lower output and slightly darker, but the overall voice is supposed to be very similar. Again, that's only what I hear, so I could be completely off base with that. Regardless, I mean, they sound pretty decent. They're good all-around pickups. And now it's time for Simon Says, the segment where we ask my guitar noob roommate what he thinks of the multifoil. Simon, what do you think of this guitar?
I really like this guitar. It's so colorful. It's like a rainbow. You can see more colors when there's more light on it. It's a piece of art. It's a real piece of art. It's like a perfect size guitar, I think. I also like these little birds. Oh, that's an owl. So cute.
So if you had to guess, how much would you say this guitar is?
Probably 800.
Like 850.
850? Kind of expensive.
So how many thumbs do you give this one?
I like the color of it. It's like magical. Damn, no beer opener.
It's a shortcoming of a lot of guitars you're gonna find.
I wanted to give it more than one thumb. I'm gonna stick with one thumb.
What?
It was expensive.
Any final thoughts for this guitar?
I do like. I know your viewers love headstocks. And, I approve of this one. I approve of this headstock.
But not enough to give it more than one thumb.
I'll give it like 1 1/4 thumb.
Yeah, alright, cool.
A little bit higher than one thumb.
So some people might look at this multifoil and a regular SE Standard 24 and wonder why there's such a big price difference between them. While a standard in translucent blue or vintage cherry goes for $4.99 in the US, the multifoil sets you back $8.49. That's 70 more than even an SE Custom 24. But the additional cost of $350 doesn't just give you a unique finish. While most standards are made by Wildwood in Indonesia, the multifoil is made by World Music in South Korea. A lot of you have probably heard of World Music. They produce not only PRS SE Customs, but also the Chapman Pro Series, LTD Deluxes. You get it, they have a reputation for quality. So the craftsmanship on this thing is excellent. I'm not really sure why they didn't call this multifoil a custom. I guess the customs have maple veneers and standards don't, but maybe there's something else I'm missing you guys can point out in the comments. So once the nut's replaced, this is such a cool looking workhorse instrument. The stock nut really lets the rest of the guitar down, which is such a shame, but on the bright side, it is an easy replacement. So if you're looking for a well-built guitar in that 800-ish price range that'll cover a ton of styles, check one of these out. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. These are just my opinions and I'd love to hear yours, so leave them in the comments and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to support what I do and get bonus extras like song downloads and tabs, check out my Patreon. Thanks to Sam Ash for making this guitar available and to Pad for mixing everything. Pricing, availability, all the links are in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching. You've been awesome. This is the SE Multifoil and I'll see you for the next video.